the body moving, and then we're going to grab our weights. So, standing or sitting, whatever is your preference based on how you're feeling today. We are going to have our feet hip width apart. We're going to lift our toes up off the mat, spread them wide, and press the pads of the toes into the floor. So if you can't do that, don't worry. Just focus on being grounded through the big toe, the little toe, and the center of the heel. And then want you to just give your knees a gentle bend and stretch, just to make sure that they're not locked out, they're not there's no tension, they're nice and relaxed. And then we want to pay attention to our pelvis. We just gently want to rock our pelvis forward and back, forward and back. So this is really to bring that awareness into our center, and also for us to set our neutral. And all that means is that our pelvis is going to be in its natural position. So you make the rock smaller and smaller until you find that nice natural position. You imagine 3 circles, your hips, your ribs, your shoulders and your collarbone, and they all float one on top of the other. And then if you feel comfortable to do so, you can just close your eyes. And I want you to just take some nice deep breaths in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Right? Now, as you do these nice deep breaths, I want you to just focus, and we have a little bit of reflection. So I don't want you to change anything in your body, but I want you to just notice how your body feels. The theme is posture. So how do you feel in your shoulders? How does your neck feel? How is your upper back feeling? Maybe even your lower back. We're going to just talk about all these things that contribute to posture, okay? So once you've had that couple of breaths of reflection, I just want you to open the eyes, and we're just going to turn the head from right to left. So no stress or tension, that neck just glides from left to right. Good. We're then going to bring our head to center. You're going to lift your shoulders up by the ears and then exhale, drop them down the back. And it's like somebody, sometimes I like to call it sulky teenager, you know, like, oh, that moment. We just want to release any tension. Good. Last one here. Really let them go and drop. From there, I want you to roll your shoulders back. And here you can open up your chest, open up your ribs. Just create as much movement in that shoulder girdle as we can. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, pop the hands onto the shoulders, and you're going to roll your elbows back. And I want you to think of the elbow coming right past the ear and down. That gives us a stretch in the back of the arm and the tricep. Good. One more here. And then you're going to let go of your shoulders, lift the arms, lift the chest, circle around and come down. And this is just about feeling big, right? Touch the ceiling, lift your breastbone, open the arms. You're going to give me one more here. Good. And then we're going to finish with those hands up towards the ceiling. From there, we're going to do a side reach. So I just want you to try and touch the ceiling with your right hand, and then touch the ceiling with your left hand. So you'll feel this gives you this wonderful stretch, right? From your hip all the way up to your fingertips. And this is important, right? Because when our posture is bad, or when we feel we get this rounded, we collapse through the center and through the side. So this is a really nice and effective way of stretching without coming into deep side bending. We are then going to finish with our arms the same length, and I want you to pull your elbows down and lift your chest up. So you make this kind of cactus shape. You get a big stretch in your chest, and then you reach those hands back up towards the sky. You're going to give me 3 more. Elbows down, chest lifts up, and stretch. 2 more. And when you do it, you can take a big breath in and open and reach. That's it, guys. Last one. Big stretch. And all the way to the ceiling, then you're going to press your hands down by your side. From there, we're going to move into a little chest opening sequence. So I want you to bend your elbows, and I want you to kind of tuck them into the front pockets of your rib cage. From there, you're going to open your arms, right? Now, what will happen usually is we get a lot of this, right? We want to stick our chest out. I want you to think of trying to release that or relax the chest, and just open the hands as far as you can. Probably feel a lot in the back of the shoulder, and a bit of a stretch in the front of the chest. And I just want you to do that a couple times, seeing if you can really press those arms back as far as you can. Good. One more here. Nice big stretch. And back. So from there, we're going to add on. So we're going to press the hands back. And now we're going to lift the elbows as if we're sitting on a big imaginary armchair. So lift those elbows up. That's it. You're then going to pull them to the back of the room, stretch the back. And then you're going to let your hands go and you're going to lift your chest up. And then you're just going to soften the body. And then you bring those arms back to that start position. So they come into that little robot. So we open the hands. We lift the elbows. We slide the elbows to the back of the room. And then we let go and we lift the chest up. So what we're trying to do is just move the shoulder in all directions. We're going to do that one more time. We come back to our robot arms and we open our hands. The elbows lift and we get this sense of float in our arms. We pull the elbows back. You then let the hands go and just lift the chest up. Feel really light, really breezy. And then just relax those arms back down. Give it a little shake. And then we're going to take the backs of our fingertips together and we're going to place them into the center of our chest. You're going to lift your elbows slightly. And I want you to recognize what happens to your back when you do that. Do you feel your shoulder blades kind of spread apart? Now, keeping your hips to the front, you're just very gently going to rotate your rib cage from right to left. So obviously, we'd be mindful with rotation and osteoporosis. What we don't want to be doing is twisting and bending in all crazy, I don't slip, and create in all directions, but we do not want to eliminate movement, right? We just want to modify it, keep it in a nice comfortable range. And rotation, right? If you get stiff in your upper back, right? Posture muscles, we tend to lose this rotation, this kind of twisting sensation. So it's very important to maintain it if we can. You're going to give me one more in each direction, and then we're going to make that movement a little bit bigger. We're going to come to center. You can take your feet nice and wide. And we're just going to circle our right arm back, and you're just going to look at your hand as you circle back, okay? And then you're going to lift your left arm and you're going to circle your left arm back. Now, the aim is that we should feel, reasonably warm. So we're just adding a little tiny bit more rotation. I don't want you to be pushing, going as far as you can. Just keep it very gentle, in a really nice, comfortable range. But by eyes following the hand, it tells the spine where we want it to go, right? By looking where we want to go. Everyone's going to give me one more on each side. Breezy, nice and gentle. And then we're going to come back to center. And we're going to give everything a little wiggle. Good. So let's grab hold of our weights. Now, we're going to do 3 supersets. Well, actually, maybe we'll do 2 supersets so we don't run out of time. I'm always just so overachieve. So let's start. Our first one is going to be an exercise called hug a tree. So it's a traditional Pilates move, and I want you to make the shape of hugging a tree. So if I turn this way, you can see my elbows are bent, okay, and they're lifted. And then from there, you're just going to open up and you can stretch the arms, and then you're going to bend the elbows and hug your tree. Now, as we do this, the tendency is to let the elbows drop. But you'll notice when you keep your elbows lifted, it means you've got to work harder in the shoulders and the back. So this is a really great one for maintaining shoulder position, and it's also great for your chest. Why is it important for us to work our chest? Because all of these muscles work in tandem, chest and back together. So we've got to work them all. Everyone's going to give me 2 more here. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Last one. Good, we open. Now from there, you're going to bend the elbows and you're going to bring your hands level with the hips. This one is called serving. So you're just going to reach your hands forward and then you're going to pull your elbows back as if you're serving a big tray. Lift, and pull. Now, the feeling or sensation wants to be that that tray is really light. Oh, it's like got marshmallows on it. So light. And our chest stays open, right? What we don't want to do is round. We want to keep our shoulder blades tucked into the back pockets of our leggings. And we want to keep our collarbones really wide. We're going to do 3 more here. 3. Good.
Can I just ask, should I start with really lightweight? I've just got 1 kilogram.
Yes, no problem at all, Rachel. Always better to start with a lightweight, and then as you feel more confident, you can increase it over time. And that goes for everyone, right? If we're biasing a strength exercise, so this exercise is going to be more endurance, right? Because we're doing lots of repetitions at a low weight. So it's more about building and the ability to work the muscle for long periods of time rather than build that traditional strength, but still equally as important. And that is something that you'll find in Pilates. It's endurance based more than strength based. Even though we build, we do get strong, but not in that traditional sense, okay? So everyone's going to finish their last one here, and you're going to come straight back to your hugger tree, and you're going to go straight into your hugger tree. So we open and close, open and close. Good. Now, obviously, if this feels easy peasy lemon squeezy and you have got something heavier, you can always add them on. But I've got about 1.5 kilograms here. And once you've done, I don't know, how many have we done? 1 million? Hopefully everybody will start to feel that those weights get really, really heavy. So we're going to do 2 more here. Beautiful. Last one. And then from there, we're going to bring those down, and you're going to do 1 more set of your serving. So you're going to reach those arms up and pull in. And I'm going to count this time. We're going to do 9 more. 9. And in. Good work. We go 8. And in. 7. Good. 6. Lovely. Last 5. 4, really strong through the posture, standing tall. 2. Last 1. And then relax and come down. Have a little second. So from there, we're going to go into another 2 arm exercises. It's going to be our fly press. So it's exactly the same position, or very similar to our hugger tree, but this time you're going to bend your knees and you're going to come into a hip hinge. So you'll notice that my spine is straight and I'm bending from my hips and not my waist. Yeah, long waist in the front. Arm position is the same as our hugger tree. But this time as we open, I just flip my thumbs up towards the ceiling and I squeeze my shoulder blades together and I come back around. So I open, the thumbs go up towards the ceiling and I come back around. And the main purpose of this exercise is to try and get the shoulder blades to squeeze together and release. You want to make sure the knees are bent and you're pushing your weight back into your hips so that you've got that nice, strong, stable base. Good, guys. Nice. We're going to do about 4 more here. Good. And 3. Good. Last 2. That's it, guys. Really nice. Last 1. We're going to stand up nice and tall. You're going to take your hands into like a strongman position and you're going to give me overhead press. So pressing up and pulling down. So similar to what we did at the beginning. Pressing up and down. Nice, ladies. We go 8 more. 8. Beautiful. And 7. Good. Final 6. So we want to work the body in all directions. 5. Good. Last 4. Final 3. Nice, ladies. Last 2. Good. Last 1. And down. We come straight back into that fly press. So make sure that you're hinging. Make sure you've got your hugger tree arms. You open, thumb points up, shoulder blades squeeze together and release. You can see it from this angle too. Open and release. And I can always see my hands in my peripheral vision, right? Even when I open, I can just about see my hands. So I'm not taking them too far back. Everyone's going to give me 5 more. 5. Good. When you get to the top, think thumb up towards the ceiling. 3. That's it, Sejal. Nice. Last 2. Good, guys. This last one, give those shoulder blades a big squeeze. See if you can hold it an extra second. And then stand up nice and tall. Come into that strong man position. Last 10 repetitions. Press the arms up. 10. And 9. Good, guys. We go 8. Lovely. 7. That's it. Really nice. Big push. 6. Good. Final 5. Really nice. Last 4. Good. 3. 2. Last one. 1. Come all the way down. And you can pop those weights to one side. We are going to make our way down onto our mats. So let me bring you with me. I go down. Now, just be mindful for my new ladies, and actually a good reminder for everyone, when we're getting up and down off the mat, try and come onto your side first, and then roll onto your back. And it's the same when we get up. And we just want to adopt this practice, anytime you're getting up and down, just so that we avoid that upwards, right? We know that this just puts extra pressure on the spine. We just want to be mindful of how we're moving. So if we can find safe, practical alternatives, we want to go for it. So let's come on to our backs, all right? You're going to have your feet hip width apart, and I will pull up my trousers so you can see my socks, my lovely socks. I've got my feet hip width apart. Your tailbone is going to be heavy, okay? And that's really important. So you should feel that that tailbone is grounded to the mat, and that will tell you if you're in your neutral pelvis, right? Your natural pelvis. The lower back is soft, the ribs are in contact with the mat, and our hands are down by our side. From there, I want you to, in one clean motion, just press the hips up towards the ceiling. So we're in a bridge. You should have a straight line from your shoulder to your knee. And then I want you to reach your hands back behind you. Now we leave our hands there, and I want you to slowly roll down through the spine. So each vertebra goes onto the mat. So chest, scoop the abdominals, my tailbone is the last thing to go down. And then I press my hands down by my hips. And we go again. So the hips lift up in one clean motion. The hands float back, we take them behind us. And then we roll down through each vertebra, feeling the spine lengthen. When the tailbone hits the mat, the hands come back down by your side. And I just want you to do a few of these, okay? At your own pace, in your own time. And what we're aiming for is length. Length in the front of the body and mobility in the back, right? We want to have this sense of opening up that space between each vertebra and also lengthening that space between our bottom rib and the top of our hips, right? We want to have long, elongated waists. And often when we come into this kind of crowd, like bended forward, folded posture, the slouching, we collapse, right? And that gap between the bottom rib and the hip shortens. So as much as it's important to lengthen our spine, it's also really important to remember that feeling of length in your waist as well, okay? Particularly when we're standing and sitting too. Good, guys. Everyone's just going to give me one more here. Really enjoy it. Hopefully that spine is feeling really long. We've got lots of nice articulation as we go down. Good. Really, really nice. And then from there, we are going to do a little abdominal exercise. So we're going to go into a dead bug. So our tailbone stays heavy on our mat. And then we very gently take one foot up at a time till our legs are in this tabletop position. So I've got my knees underneath my hips. and my shin bones are parallel to the floor. I also lift my hands up towards the ceiling, and I'm going to float my right arm and my left leg, or stretch my right arm and my left leg away at the same time, and then I'm going to pull them back in together. And then we're going to alternate to the other side. So we're going to do same arm as leg, stretch away and come back in. Now the important things, or the key features of this exercise, is that your tailbone is heavy, and naturally you'll feel that your lower back is in contact with the mat, and we want to keep the spine in that natural position. We want to avoid the back arching, as this means the muscles in the back of the body work harder than the abdominals in the front. So it's all about finding that balance between the muscles in the front of the back in order to keep that core stability, or that nice core engagement. Everyone's going to give me 4 more here. The lower you take the arm and leg, the more challenging the exercise becomes. Good. It's also a good one for the brain. Nice, gang. Good. Really nice. We're going to do our last ones on each side. And then you can hug those knees into the chest and give your lower back a little rest. So everybody give me a thumbs up if they thought that was like easy peasy, or like good. 2 thumbs up. Yes, guys, love it. Okay. So if you felt that exercise was challenging enough for you, I want you to just do it, keep doing it. If you want to ramp up the pace, we're going to do a double leg stretch. So we bring our legs to that tabletop position and our hands up towards the ceiling. This time, I stretch my arms and my legs away together, and then I pull my arm and my legs back. Now, the whole time I'm keeping that connection between my lower back, my ribs on the floor, yeah? So we're staying in that neutral position. Obviously, the lower that you take the legs, the more demand the abdominals are going to have. So this is a really great exercise to scale, because you will be able to feel exactly that kind of bite point, that how far you can take your legs before you feel that back start to arch. If you feel it arching and you feel 2 legs is too much, then you just go back to your dead bug to begin with. But I definitely suggest, ladies, everyone squeeze those knees together. Don't forget the inner thighs, right? Important assistant to those abdominals. Everyone's going to give me 3 more here. Good. Last 2. Good. Last 1. I want you to see if you can hold it there for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pull those knees into that chest. Absolutely fab. So it would not be a posture exercise if we didn't work our back muscles. So we're going to come and lie onto our front. Now, if you find that it causes your lower back discomfort lying on your front, you can put a cushion underneath your waist, and that will just support your spine. I would like for you to have your legs a nice comfortable distance apart. Your elbows will be bent and your forearms will be on the mat. And you want to make sure that the elbows are far enough down the body that the shoulders are relaxed. We don't want to have the shoulders up by the ears. From there, you're just very gently going to just connect your pubic bone to the mat. And then I want you to just lift your breastbone up without pushing into your hands, without forcing into your back. Just lift up as high as you feel. You can do it without any tension, and then release and come back down. Now this, as I say, every week, it's not going to be a big movement, okay? Now, of course, I can lift higher, but I'm pushing with my hands and I'm feeling a lot of stress through my lower back. So what we want to do is actually work our upper back. Get this upper thoracic, so that space right between your shoulder blades, to lift up and down. Gorgeous. And these movements, we do not want to have any fear or anxiety around. These movements our spine loves. And there is no contraindications for osteoporosis and extension work, right? You'd think it would be the opposite. You'd think, oh my God, I can't do this with my back, but no, it helps build strong and resilient spine. So we want to encourage it, okay? Everyone's going to give me one more here. Beautiful. And then come back down. Now, from there, give your hips a little wiggle, and we're going to take our hands down by our hips, and we're going to put our palms into the floor, okay? And if you open the hands out a little bit wider, so they're in a kind of low V, and the legs are nice and wide as well. This exercise is called flying squirrel. So I want you to imagine a flying squirrel in your mind, and I want everybody to pull the shoulder blades down, reach the fingertips for the back of the room, lift the chest and the arms off the mat. Now, when you've gone as far as you can you also lift your legs off? You make this flying squirrel position, neck is long, eyes are down, and then you can relax into the mat, let the shoulders and the head completely relax. And we go again. Shoulder blades pull down the back. We reach the fingertips for the back of the room, the chest and arms lift. If you feel comfortable, the legs lift. You show me that gorgeous position. We could take a picture, and then you relax into the floor. Really nice, guys. We're going to do 4 more here. So fingertips reach, chest lift, legs lift. Show me those flying squirrels. Soaring through the trees and coming down. Beautiful, ladies. So you'll notice, but because our palms are down, it gives us this sense of length. It helps to pull the shoulders down the back as we lift. Gorgeous. Everyone's going to give me 2 more here. Really nice. Seeing if you can hold it like that extra little second, maybe for these last reps. Good. So everyone's going to give me their last one here. And we're going to hold it for 5 counts. For 4. For 3, for 2, for 1, you're going to relax down. Oh, okay. You were like, oh, I'm done. Thank goodness. From there, guys, come and sit back into a child's pose. Now, traditional child's pose tends to give us quite a deep C curve. So ideally, if you can try and keep your bottom in the air, but walk the hands forward into a kind of puppy pose, I think they call it in yoga, and press your chest down. It still gives you that nice stretch through your lower back, but it keeps the spine long, which is ideally what we want, okay? And you just take 2 or 3 nice deep breaths here. If you think of pressing your chest down towards the mat, it stretches the shoulders. And then we're going to walk our hands back towards our knees. You're going to put your best foot forward, use your hands on your thighs and push from your back leg. We are going to finish with a lovely bit of balance. Very important. And actually next week, guys, the whole class, we're going to do a big balance focused class, as it is very important. So I want you to have your heels together and your toes apart, and imagine that you have a 50-pound note between your butt cheeks. And you want to hold it there. That's going to help engage the glutes and the inner thighs. I want you to find a focus on the wall in front of you. And I want you to float your heels off the mat, or just hold that lovely position and imagine growing tall if you can't rise up. And then we slowly lower our heels down towards the floor. Okay, we go again. We grow tall through our spine. We lift the heels, doesn't have to be high. And then we slowly lower. You've got your last one here. Grow the tallest that you can. This time, can you take your hands up? Now, if you do feel confident with your balance and you want to close your eyes, you can. It's going to challenge you. See if you can slowly open those eyes, keeping that balance. And then press down hands, shoulders, and heels. Take a giant breath through the nose. And out through the mouth. You guys are all